in the middle of a park in Blair Castle grounds. It's been 3 weeks since race day and I think I've just about recovered. This is the pit zone and the lead up to the finishing shoot. Start of lap 1. It's my first attempt at a backyard opera. This one's the Highlander, last one standing. It does what it says in the tin, the last one standing is the winner. Everybody else gets a DNF. Lap 1 started at 12 noon. It's a bit different from most races which you have a distance and you try and complete it as quick as possible. The format here is a 4.167 mile loop, on the hour every hour. A weird length of a lap, but I think the theory behind that is if you last 24 hours you've done 100 mile. So lap 1 started at 12 noon and lap 2 starts at 1 PM and so on for as long as you can last, hence the name last one standing. My plan was to walk the uphill sections and plod the downhills and complete a lap in 47 to 50 minutes, leaving time for a pit stop and a bit of refuelling. This first bit was a jog for around 1k, then a bit uphill followed by a short down, then a long up to just before the halfway point. This bridge was about halfway round and it was mostly downhill for here before rejoining the first bit at the 5k mark. I was planning on filming a lot more, but the weather was pretty miserable, so I only filmed the first lap and what I thought would be my last lap. This is probably the most sociable race I've done. Since you're trying to conserve energy, there's a lot of walking, so you've plenty of time to talk to folk. Unlike a race with a specified distance where you're pushing yourself to finish as quick as possible. The chart from everything was pretty much what I was planning. Walk the ups, jog the downs and finish in around 50 minutes. The first 4 or 5 laps went okay, with lap 6 or 7 the legs started to seize up a bit. Just focus on the lap and do one more. Time check at the marker points, 13 minutes at the big tree, 25 to 27 minutes at the almost halfway bridge, 33 minutes at the over and under bridge, 42 minutes at the wall turn, then walk as much of the rest as possible to conserve energy and finish as close to 50 minutes as possible. 3 minutes to hour, 3 whistles would blow, followed by 2 at 2 minutes to go and 1 at 1 to go. Then a big blast would start the next lap. If you failed to get to start pen you'd get DQ'd. If you failed to finish the lap in the hour you wouldn't get credit for it even if you were planning on stopping. First lap complete, around about 50 minutes, so timing seems okay.
Bit weak, Nick. Hey, bud.
Yeah, third lap.
Am I
getting dizzy now?
Trying to read it, Christian's place.
Yeah, he said he was keen on doing something like this, but he's got we've just done a big release, didn't we?
This is lap 11 and the second one that head toxes were mandatory and it's still pissing down like it had been all day. I thought this lap would be my last, but after 11 laps of 58 minutes and almost 46 mile I decided to head out for number 12. Off the start my legs had seized up and I struggled to do any running even downhill. With all the rain, the off-road sections were getting a bit treacherous and I almost came a cropper a few times. You know you have to eat, but a 5 to 7 minute window between each lap isn't long enough when you don't feel like eating anything. I knew I didn't have a 13th lap in me, so I just tried to make it round before it started so I could bag the 12 laps. I rocked up the finish just before 3 whistles went, so timed it perfectly and called it a day, 50 miles in 11 hours 56.5 minutes. The race got stopped after 31 laps, which makes 12 laps sound a wee bit insignificant. I'm guessing this was due to the weather and runner safety, as it rained all night and a good chunk of the day on Sunday. At the stopping time there's still 8 people standing, which is pretty mental when you think about it. Massive shout out to the marshals, who without them getting up their time the race wouldn't have gone ahead. Also to the organisers, and finally my pit crew, my mum, my dad, my brother and my nephew. And that's why you don't have any highlights of the Broughty Athletic pre-season friendly game.